This time, we slept in old fire lookout cabin over 2000 meters above sea level with amazing views. We were playing cards, enjoying the views and the simple peaceful moments together at this elevation at this beautiful place. Trail didn't start as we expected, but everything turned out well. Watch till the end so you don't miss anything. At first, the road didn't look bad at all, but then it started to be steeper, wider and in worse conditions. From the video, it almost looks like nothing, but in reality, the dip in the road was way worse than it seemed. The trail itself isn't difficult, no technical sections, no crazy climbs, but we had a few really demanding days behind us, so at this point we were just looking forward to reaching the top. The weather was very unstable this day, you can actually see the lake, and this sharp rocky ridge, it almost looks like there's no way up there, but that's exactly where the fire lookout is. And then we made it, the cabin, and honestly, it exceeded expectations. It's simply but perfectly equipped. Inside, you will find everything you need, including detailed instructions on what to do in case of a storm. There's even a specific lightning protocol. Foam pads go on the ground. You place a lightning stool on top, remove anything metal from your body, and stand on it. It sounds a bit extreme, but when you are out here, surrounded by mountains, you take these things seriously. Outside, it was getting cold. The fog was still hanging low, hiding most of the views, but strangely, it didn't matter that much. When the clouds occasionally opened up, we could see just enough, even from inside. So we settled in, we signed the guest book, and just slow down, play cards, relax, enjoy this peaceful moment together. These are the moments you don't really plan, but they end up being some of the best. And then it happened. The sky slowly started to clear, and just before sunset, we got a glimpse of it. That soft, golden light breaking through the clouds. Can you imagine living in a place like this? Not long after sunset, we jumped into our sleeping bags, tired but excited, because the real highlight was still ahead, sunrise. We went to sleep hoping the sky would clear. And in the morning, clouds were still there, but they didn't block the view, and honestly, waking up like this, I could do this every single day. The views from the cabin were incredible, but stepping outside, even better. We brought a simple breakfast with us and just sat there, watching the morning unfold, like a movie. Do you enjoy moments like this too? Once the sun fully came out, we packed up and started heading back, and suddenly everything looked completely different. The same trail, same mountains, but now with clear views. And of course, we stopped constantly. Photos, videos, just taking it all in. If you are still interested, how was it with the dip in the road? We actually tried to drive through it first, and only after that we saw another car coming down, with one wheel literally in the air. That's when we knew this is not happening. We don't have 4x4 or high clearance. Our car is actually low and very heavy, so instead of risking getting stuck in the middle of nowhere, we backed up and parked at first possible spot. Our hike got longer and steeper, not exactly what we planned, but it is what it is. And how did it go on the way up with the fog and the rain? It wasn't ideal, especially for filming or taking photos, but turning around, that wasn't even an option, so we kept going. What about some people on the trail? About 3/4 into the trail, we run into 2 girls coming down. And that's when things got a little confusing. We told them we were heading to the lookout, the cabin, and they looked at us like, what cabin? They said they hadn't seen anything like that. But at the same time, they admitted it had been foggy the whole way up and they weren't really looking for it. Still, not exactly reassuring. For a moment, we got a bit nervous because we didn't have a tent, and suddenly there was this small doubt. What if it's not there? But then we remembered the ranger confirmed that you cannot book a spot. It's first come, first serve system, so logically it have to be there. They also mentioned that the trail was poorly marked and that they got lost a few times. But we were using AllTrails the whole time and honestly we didn't have any issue at all. On the way up, a salamander caught our attention. He was lying right in the middle of the road. At first, we thought he was dead, looked dry, fragile, almost lifeless. It didn't feel right just leaving him there, so we tried to help a bit. We poured some water over him, hoping he would move, maybe find his way back into the grass away from passing cars. Back at the parking lot, no sign of the salamander, so we are calling that a successful rescue mission. Next stop, the ranger station. We needed to return the bear canister, but we also had a question. On the way up, we noticed a couple of tents. But here's the thing, there was only one car at the parking lot which belongs to a guy from New York who rode us to our car, and those tents didn't belong to him, so whose were they? When we got closer earlier, the tents were empty. No people, no gear, nothing. So we figured no one needed help, but still, it felt strange. Were they emergency tents or did someone leave them behind? So we asked the ranger, and his answer, this is not standard. They don't leave emergency tents out there, which means something wasn't right. He told us he would go check it out himself, since he was heading to the lookout the next day anyway. And just like that, another small misery added to the trip. That's what I love about these adventures. It's never just about the destination, it's everything in between. What about you? Would you do this hike? Or would you only go if someone came with you? Tag that person, you know exactly who it is. Thanks for watching till the end, it really means a lot. Everything important is just below, and if you haven't seen the previous videos yet, check the description and let me know which part of this adventure would you do yourself.